Hour two of the program, Leroy.
You've never had dumb conversations.
I don't know what you're talking about. You guys are like trying to argue what is half naked. I don't understand.
Half dressed or half naked, whatever you want to use.
Okay, fine. I do feel like that's different, but go ahead.
No, it's not.
So what do you consider?
What's the difference between half dressed and half naked?
Half dressed means like you are a little disheveled, I would say. Half naked is like you're wearing and showing off a little bit more.
Disheveled.
Yeah, disheveled. Like, you know, if I'm half dressed, like maybe I look like a bum. You know, I got a ratty shirt on. I got an unbuttoned shirt on. That's half dressed to me. Half naked, like, you know, loose goose floozy.
All right. I got you.
Loose.
You're not
Half floozy.
All right.
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Adam Schefter, MRI, has confirmed that Aaron Rodgers is officially tore his Achilles on the fourth play. His season is now officially over. And there are questions about whether his Hall of Fame career is too. That is from Adam Schefter mere minutes ago on Twitter.
I think I remember saying something. Everybody can. Why did we assume everybody could be Tom Brady? You know what these guys are doing? You know what these guys are doing? These guys are making Tom Brady's career that much more special.
True.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Makes me hate him.
Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, all these guys that got into their late 30s and say, oh, I'm going to do it like Tom Brady. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And he was already banged up. He was banged up last year, too.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. The old get banged up.
Yeah. Yeah. My old is a lot earlier than his old, though.
The old get banged up. And Tom Brady is soulless. He sold whatever, you know, bonsai acai juice to the devil. And that's why he's able to be where he is. But not everybody's that. You know, you have Aaron Rodgers. He's trying to heal through ayahuasca. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate. I was curious about this, but David Bakhtiari, who was his teammate in Green Bay,
mm-hmm.
he was blaming the artificial turf for the reason that injury happened. He said, congrats, NFL. How many more players have to get hurt on artificial turf? You care more about soccer players than us. You'll plan to remove all that artificial turf for the World Cup coming up. So clearly it's feasible. I'm sick of this. Do better.
There's some point. Here's what you have to realize. There are certain movements that you make that if you don't have the traction you need, your body shouldn't be doing it, right? And on artificial turf, that's much harder to determine. And that's just it, right? Like, think about this. You remember when Zion busted out of his shoe?
Incredible.
If his shoe didn't bust, right, it was partly because his body couldn't maintain that position. Something could have snapped if the shoe was too good. There are limits to what your body can and can't do. And certain turfs have so good a grip that it doesn't allow your body to actually, say, hey, we can't do this.
Yeah, so there you go. The official news, Aaron Rodgers done for the year, maybe his career. Officially, the news from Adam Schefter, he has torn his Achilles, as we all saw yesterday on Monday Night Football. The Jets, it feels like their season is
Well,
is
here's what I would say.
Their contending chances are done.
Here's what I would say. It's unfortunate, but you probably should have did everything you could to protect Aaron Rodgers. That offensive line was terrible.
Terrible. He was running for
that
his life,
offensive
dude.
line was terrible.
They were really bad.
Really bad. Now look, the Dolphins look like Hall of Famers.
Oh my God, it's not even close.
It's not even close. But remember, I told you this before the season. There's 25 teams complaining about offensive line. So it's not just the Dolphins. And your complaints about offensive line is not the Jets' complaints.
No way.
There's other teams that are worse than that.
That was bad.
Right.
That was really bad.
So there's a handful of teams, and coincidentally, it usually has to do with the teams that run the ball the best. Their offensive line is usually a little bit better.
When am I allowed to be happy for this?
You probably shouldn't be.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to be a rat bastard.
Can I just say this?
Because, listen,
I'm going to tell you exactly.
I don't want Tua to get a concussion next week and everybody laughs at me.
Here's what I would say. We used to say this thing in football. We want your best players on the field. We want to beat your best players. But if we ain't got to deal with them, them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks.
Right. I don't want nobody to get hurt.
I feel,
but I'm not gonna go home and go, damn, I ain't got to deal with LT.
Evan Levin says they were laughing last year when Tua was out. You're right, Evan. They were.
Guess what? All right, I got an answer.
From who, Vlad?
I'm okay. I said, do it. I said, do we need to send a wellness check over there?
I'm sure he was going through it last night.
Dude, how much of the brown you think he consumed last night? After 4 plays into the game?
I don't know, dude.
And then at the end being miserable and then celebrating a win? Because for 3.5 quarters, all Jets fans were miserable. You could see that the game.
By the way, speaking of turf, did you hear this Jimbo Fisher?
Talk about the field here?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell is this? This was, if you guys didn't hear, this is the Aggies head coach, Jimbo Fisher, hillbilly. He
Hillbilly Fisher.
Yeah. He was saying that he doesn't like the field at Hard Rock Stadium, but his explanation is so lame. Here you go.
I don't know, maybe we had the wrong cleats. I don't know. I mean, the middle of the field did slip, but they had the same guys we did. I know Connor did a couple times. He was getting ready to throw, his feet went out from under him, and that happened. What happen a lot of times when you play at teams that have different logos. In other words, I say multiple teams play at a sport, they change that logo out. Well, when they do that, they change that grass has to be interchanged. So that's usually done on a very quick, and then plus those stadiums that have that half don't get the sunlight to dry out, and then you had the rain, and plus, and you'll wet that part to make that grass take, and it makes that slick, and then you'll paint on the emblem. And when you have to take stadiums, and in my history of it, always do that, you'll have a lot of that, some of those issues occasionally in that situation, and that seemed to what happened.
That's true.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of here. First of all,
wait. But here's what I would say where he's wrong. There was a monsoon before the game, Jimbo. Remember they delayed the game. It was raining so hard with thunder and lightning.
Oh, this guy.
But again, he made here. I'll accept his.
What is he, a groundskeeper?
No, it's true.
Get out of here. It's true. They haven't changed the logo in a month.
Again, they could have repainted it. But here's what I would say. No, here's what I would say where he made sure to put this in. If he hadn't said this, then I would be with you. They had the same issues we had.
But he doesn't really mean it, though, dude.
Wait,
that's
a
disclaimer. This is that's like when you say no excuses, but then you just give a litany of excuses. I tell you, you got the sky, you got the humidity, you got the grass seed, you got the ants that are chewing on the grass, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
Yeah, I mean, those ants are pretty vicious.
You are.
Get out of here.
Wait,
what are you doing?
Can I ask you?
See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
What did the ants have to do with it?
I don't know what he's talking. He's like, well, you got that comes in there, and they got a roof, and the roof gets trees, and you don't get the quiet hydration that you need. And I don't know if it's Bermuda grass, crabgrass, who knows? Smoking the wacky tobacco grass.
Okay. Tobacco.
Like, what is he talking about? Shut up, dude.
I'm just glad they don't sound.
By the way, the number one slip of the entire game was a muffed punt. You took advantage of it. Oh, our guys were slipping all over the place. What? I hate him. What's that look for, dude?
You are a work of art. Right? Like if you say guys were slipping because of the ants.
I don't know what he was talking. Wait, you got the logo there, the logo here, they repaint it. And I'm like, dude, what? Hey, maybe this is just me, Jimbo. I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm not making a lot of money at Texas A&M, but maybe a little bit more focus on coaching, a little less on the grass, huh? Dude,
see a little, see a lot.
Here's what I would tell you.
Les Miles.
Here's what I would tell you to all football players out there. When you have that problem, rubber cleats. Rubber cleats are any surface, wet rubber cleats work, right? Plastic, when the ground is firm or the grass hasn't taken yet, the plastic slips. just telling you.
Yeah, but look, all right, I'd hear it out if there was a different, like they've had that logo there. Come on, dude. Like the Dolphins haven't played there in a month.
Everybody was slipping though, so it wasn't just them. So he
Were they? I
pointed
don't
that
even
out.
remember that being a thing during the game.
Oh, there was a lot of slipping.
See you later.
You just don't like.
I don't like him.
Somebody
He's trying to
wait.
discredit.
Somebody that he likes could have said the same thing, and your attitude would be totally
No,
different.
it's just.
But it's because it's Jimbo.
No, but it's like
Yes,
no,
yes,
it's not-
it is
no,
why.
It's because he's trying to discredit the Canes. The Canes whooped
He's
your
not
ass.
discrediting Canes.
He's
He started off.
dude.
He started off. Wait, here. Let me explain something to you. Whether you discredit him or not, take the L and be gone.
This is what you do.
That's all you do.
If you ask that question, Jimbo, notice. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to sound like a Texan. Hey, Jimbo. What was it with all the slipping going on there? Hey, they were slipping too. You know, both conditions. That's all. Hats off to the Canes. That's what you should say. But no, this guy, he was
good.
like,
why? Here's the problem I have with you.
That was impressive.
We go through all these pressers, and Tobin basically says what the guy should have said. Players, coaches, staff, everything. But why have you determined what the right thing to say is? Every time.
it's not gracious. It's being a sore loser.
You've never been a sore loser. You've never been a sore loser.
I'm not a coach. Have some couth.
You've never been a sore loser.
I'm a fan.
Look,
Spo wouldn't do it.
you don't have to. He's won 3 championships.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Are you done? You are the worst. You get on everybody for basically doing the same. Like, oh my goodness. You've never come in here after your team lost and talk about all the things that happened to your team.
If I feel there's upright shenanigans, then I'm going to call it out like I see it. But there was not
always-
shenanigans going on with
it always
coincides.
You ever notice that always coincides with a loss?
Dude.
I'm just saying.
But like, what is that? Wait, like, how many details do you think was this all he was talking about on the flight back to wherever the hell Texas College Station? That was all they were talking about?
So I can just automatically give you a -1 when you start Jimbo Fisher in a situation. That's what we call it.
No.
No.
Come on.
Here, that's what we got the new name for
grass.
it. When Toby comes in here after a loss in any sport and he starts complaining about what happened,
No.
just hit him with
it's
the
not
Jimbo Fisher.
It's not the same.
Hit him with the Jimbo Fisher.
Hit this guy
See a
again.
little, see a lot, see a lot, see
Yeah.
nothing.
No, but play
That's
his answer again, because he's like, no excuses.
I
and
mean,
then
I
just
didn't
like
know he was Snoop Dogg, and all of a sudden that's creeping bent grass right there.
Maybe we had the wrong cleats. I don't know. I mean, the middle of the field did slip, but they had the same guys we did. I know Connor did a couple times. Like, he was getting ready to throw, his feet went out from under him, and that happened. What'll happen a lot of times when you play at teams that have different logos. In other words, I say multiple teams play at a sport, they change that logo out. Well, when they do that, they change that grass has to be interchanged. So that's usually done on a very quick, and then plus their stadium, those stadiums that have that half don't get the sunlight to dry out, and then you had the rain, and plus, and you'll wet that part to make that grass take, and it makes that slick, and then you'll paint on the emblem. And when you have to take stadiums, and in my history of it, always do that, you'll have a lot of that, some of those issues occasionally in that situation, and that seemed to what happened.
I'm sorry, Jimbo. What do you guys paint your logo with? You use charcoal? What are you using? Crayon? Like,
Do
let
they
us
have
know.
grass or turf?
Who? Texas?
I'm
sure they have grass. Not positive.
Yeah, but that's the only thing they do there.
Yeah, no, I understand the parameters of it. The Dolphins and the Hurricanes change out their logos, but the Hurricanes have had
They played back to back.
Yeah, but they didn't. They haven't played.
No, I'm saying the Canes played back to back weeks.
Yeah,
right.
They played back to. They've had the.
Didn't
same
they have a concert?
I don't know.
Yeah, they had a concert.
Who
was that? When in between?
Oh, dude, let me tell you something right now.
Whoa,
I know Jimbo's not blaming this on Kettle G. I know he's not doing that.
Oh, okay.
I know he's not blaming Kettle G.
Okay.
Hey, why did you have to say
Kettle G? See you
It
little.
sounds
See you
like you're
later.
saying
dude?
Kettle.
Stop
G.
him, J-Fig.
kettle,
What do you say?
So-
You say it.
Gattle G.
Kettle G. That's what I said.
You said kettle.
It's like
Hey.
all of a sudden I want some popcorn. What are you
Kettlebell.
doing?
Seriously.
Kettlebell G.
Come on, dude. What's wrong with you? Stop Redneck, stop trying to call people by their real. You say Carol
That's
G.
what I say, Carol G.
Yeah, but they have people trampling that. What do you think that does to grass?
I don't know.
Remember when they played last week? The grass looked brown.
You know who I saw trampling, doing the trampling? The Canes.
Yo, that's true.
They were trampling the Aggies.
They seem to manage it quite well.
Idiots.
You need to stop.
Sorry.
You really need to stop. What is your thing for Jimbo Fisher?
He just annoys me, dude.
Why?
Because
It's like because he's talking.
he's got like 9
Every time he talks, you come in here and that's a whole
I've
segment.
never heard.
Did you hear what Jimbo
I've never
Fisher
heard a guy
said?
talk so much about landscaping.